yoke to Livingston, baby. Look at that.
Came back to the 5-fish limit and a good one.
All right, we made it to Lake Erie. See if we can catch some big ones. Hey guys, sitting here in the Lake St. Clair, beautiful Michigan. Enjoyed the weather up here this week. I'm gonna do a wrap up for you and kind of talk to you a little bit about the great fishing that we had up here and the great fishing I had until today. Today was the final day for me, the third day. I did make the 50 cut, but I dropped from 19th to 47th. That's a bad day. I had 3 fish weighed 10 pounds on the final third day, but at least I made the cut. And the first 2 days is what you're going to see a lot of good video of. Man, I caught a lot of big smallmouth. I made the run out to Lake Erie. St. Clair, we have no boundaries really when you come here. You can fish Lake St. Clair, Lake Huron, and Lake Erie. So you've got hundreds of miles of water to choose from. When I practice on St. Clair, I never get real comfortable with this lake. The lake is such a big bowl of grass. It's just a big, shallow lake, and then it's grass growing 2 or 3 feet off the bottom around the entire lake. It has no contour, it doesn't have hardly any rock, but it's full of big smallmouth, but they're hard to locate in schools, and that's why I just, you know, had a time just never get confident with it. I caught a lot of fish on the Livingston crankbait, the DI-18, Deep Impact 18 on a chartreuse and blue. And these smallmouth like bright colors, so if you come up here to this area, St. Clair especially, you can cover a lot of water and catch a lot of fish with a big crankbait like that. And now I throw that big Livingston on a 14-pound gamma fluorocarbon, and I throw it on a 7-11 medium heavy zillion rod, and even sometimes on the 8-foot Ishman Rowe punching rod, which is it's a punching rod, but I actually use it for a big crankbait. A lot of times to throw a long cast to cover water, and that's what you have to do on St. Clair. So I put a lot of waypoints on Lawrence, had a lot of spots first 2 days at St. Clair practice, but then I thought, well, I've got to go to Erie and just check my stuff in Erie because the weather was starting to look right and the forecast for light winds. So if you get light winds and you can run out on the Erie, sometimes it's better to me because I like drop shotting and fishing rocks. And I've got a lot of rocks that I've marked over the years with my Lawrence and on my waypoints, and I've got a lot of just hard bottom places that you can specifically pinpoint a fish and drop on him and catch him versus throwing in a big field of grass, and I'd rather do that. So first day, the last day of practice, I find some good ones on some of the areas where I've caught them before. I've had a couple top 10s here before, but always on Erie. So make the long run, weather's been good. First day I catch 19.6. Nice one. That one's bigger than that. That one's 3. Catch them really good. I catch some on the Livingston crankbait and some on the drop shot. And that day, the first day, I ended up weighing in, I think all 5 or maybe 4 out of my 5 that day all came on the YAMAMOTO shad-shaped worm, green pumpkin and green pumpkin purple green. That's the 2 colors I like. Caught them just basically looking at them, Lawrence HDS 12, seeing it, having that medium chirp set right where you can distinguish between the fish and the rock, and the fish are laying in the rocks and drop shotting down into the rocks, and you'll see I had some really good fights and some big smallmouth. Yes, sir. That's a tank. That's a tank right there, boys. Look at that one. To basically target and sight fishing, you know, in deeper water there. Mostly, you know, 15 to 20 feet deep there, not super deep. And so I really had a good area, a lot of fish in these areas on the graph. A lot of them I can't make bite. They only bit for small windows of time. So then the second day I run back, had another good day to get there with no wind blowing and get out there the second day, man, and you caught them even better. Rock donkey right here. That's a good one. Took me 10 minutes to get him in. Had probably the same 19 pounds or so, and right at the end of the day, the wind died totally and it got really calm. It was getting tough. I didn't have a bite for a while, and I made a little change and put on a little spy bait, and that's a bait that I really never fished with much, but I bought some of them just to try it. And I mean, probably my first or second cast with it, I catch this one almost 5 pounds, and you'll see, man, I would run the whole video out right now if you watched how long it took me to get that fish in. He snapped that thing, boy. He smacked it.
Praise the Lord. I'd throw that the rest of the day.
Lord, baby. Praise the Lord. But I fought him because I had him on my DAIWA 7-foot medium light rod, and that's something for you guys that are spy baiters that like to fish those kind of baits. You don't have to fish them on spinning rods now. You can, but I actually fished it on my 7-foot medium light jerk bait shallow cranking rod. It's made for shallow cranking and jerk bait. It's got a shorter handle, real soft tip. Perfect really for this bait. I put it on 8-pound gamma fluorocarbon, and I used the size 90 spy bait versus the little small 80. And the fish liked it, and I caught that big one on it, and that jumped me up to 20 pounds, 14 ounces, and put me in the top 20, 19th place. And I thought it was going to be a great day today, and ended up running back over there, and the wind changed out of the east, and it got really slick calm. The water was clear, and it had some algae blooms starting in it when it got really calm over there today. And man, out a very frustrating day, not getting them to bite anything. I mean, I catch the first one on the big crankbait, and it was like a 4.5, 4 3/4, really good one. And then I catch another 4-pounder on the spy bait. Thank you. And then it got calmer and calmer, and I never caught one on a drop shot, and that's what blows my mind. I've caught them every day on it so easily, and today I can see them everywhere, and I drop, and never get anything but tiny ones to bite. I caught probably 20 little bitty ones today, but no big ones on the drop shot. And before you know it, I mean, I've already burned the day up, and it's like almost 1 o'clock. And I made a bad decision, and my gamble was to leave, 2 hours early and stop and go to, I had an area that I've caught largemouth in a couple years ago, and I went and skipped some docks, had 3 fish, weighed 10, 11, dropped like a rock to 47. So in a nutshell, St. Clair was okay. I got points. I moved up from 26th to 25th place in the points. Did get a check. Didn't finish out like I wanted to, but I was around a lot of fish, and it goes to show you after 23, 4 years of doing this competition, you still blows your mind how you can have a day where you cannot catch them when you know you're around them all day. It's so frustrating with all the good baits, all the good technology. When bass don't want to bite, they will not bite, no matter where you are, who you are, and what you're fishing with. It's always like that sometimes, and this was my bad day for that to happen. So anyway, if you come up to St. Clair, come up to any of these lakes in Michigan, remember the Livingston Deep Impact 12 and the Deep Impact 18. That's both good sizes and bright colors, chartreuse and blue. And the real bright chartreuse colors draws the fish up with the sound and the visibility. They see it in that clear water, and they'll chase it down and get it. That's really what you find fish with when you come up here if you're fishing St. Clair. So I hope you guys enjoy our wrap-ups. Keep up with us. Be watching. Remember, kingshome.com. We're giving my boat rig away. It'll be, the tickets are available. We're going to be giving King's Home t-shirts away during some promotions, so be watching our Facebook page for that. November 18th is the boat giveaway date. $100 tax deductible per ticket donation on kingshome.com. And Mille Lacs will be the final event. We'll be there. We hope we're going to catch some big ones. That's where I caught my 25-pound stringer smallmouth last year in the AOY Championship. So I'm thankful I made that, 25th place. Get to go into that one not having to be sweating it to make the Classic. Last year I got there in 44th and pulled in and made the Classic. This time I'm already in there, so I should be able to go there and hopefully close out with a real good tournament and have some good stuff to show you there on the Lac. So that's a good smallmouth lake too. So well, guys, we'll see you on the road. Thanks again. God bless. See you later.